Welcome to Mind Matters Body Benefits. This is all about your health, both physical and mental, and it's a complex dance between the two. So we can't ignore one and just pay attention to the other and think we're getting it right. So, Mind Matters Body Benefits. What I want to talk to you about, first of all, is type 2 diabetes. Now, that may not apply to some of you. That's okay. I'm talking to the ones who have type 2 diabetes. And statistically, in the US, 38 million people have type 2 diabetes. And the scary statistic is that 1 in 5 don't even know it. So if you're middle age and beyond, and if you have been eating a standard North American diet, which is a lot of processed food, a lot of carbs, if you've been a hectic schedule so that your eating hasn't always been on a good schedule, then there's a good chance that you are at risk, at least at risk of type 2 diabetes. So let's just all decide that we're going to get healthy. Now, I have created a journal, Reversing Type 2 Diabetes. This is a journal. It's not a how-to, because we're going to go over the how-tos in person here. Well, on video, but close enough. Okay, so this journal is available on Amazon. I'll put a link to it below. Obviously, if you buy it from me, I do make Amazon's commission off it. And then we all win. I did this. It's called Reversing Type 2 Diabetes, a Journal of Hope, tracking your way back to health. Now, the reason I made this is I've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I went to a doctor because that seems like a good idea. It is a good idea. The important thing is to choose your doctor wisely. And if you go see a doctor and it's just off in your philosophies about health, don't be afraid to go to another doctor. This one doctor I went to, he's a specialist. I can't remember what specialty he is in, but anyway, what he does is he helps people with weight loss. And in part of that, he checks your blood sugars, he checks your A1C, he is working to lower your blood sugar, lower your weight, and so forth, because that combination is very, very good for you. Now, where we ran into a difference is that after he had prescribed me some medications that would, it's a twofold medication. It does help lower the weight, and it does help lower the blood sugar. It works on both ways. And then my family doctor had also prescribed me another blood sugar lowering medication because mine was kind of high. Now, where I ran into trouble with this doctor, and I'm not going to name him because I'm not trying to shame him, but I'm not going to see him anymore. When he said to me, okay, until you come back again, which it was about a 6-week gap between that appointment and my next one, he said, what are you going to be focusing on? So I said the answer that seemed logical to me. I said, I'm going to focus on developing my self-discipline so I can get this eating thing finally under control. Because I think I'm eating well, I intend to eat well, and then I don't. So this is a cycle that clearly my lab results tell the story. And when I said that to him, he actually looked suddenly very disappointed, almost sad. And I thought, that's a strange way to look when I said I'm going to work on doing better. And his response was weird to me. He said, I'm so sorry you said that. No. Like, don't even think that way. And then I was confused even more because I'm like, why wouldn't I do that? I'm here because I'm carrying too much weight. My blood sugar is too high. And so I'm expressing a desire to do my part, so to speak. And He didn't want to hear it. So then he went on and he said, there's absolutely nothing you did to get into this place. So there's absolutely nothing you can do to get out. And that's when I knew I was talking to the wrong doctor, because type 2 diabetes is all about terrible choices we make. And that doesn't mean we're terrible people. We were raised, if you're anything close to my age, we were raised as Gen Xers, where we basically took care of ourselves. We'd leave the house in the morning after mom and dad went to work. I used to stop at Max. I don't know if they're even around anymore. It's the same as 7-Eleven. On my way to school, and I'd grab an O. Henry bar and a Coke for breakfast. And, it went on from there. And I didn't think anything of it. I was a teenager. Bad choices. That was just an easy choice. Besides that, O. Henry's have peanuts. Peanuts are a good source of protein. And with Coca-Cola, if I was getting a bit of a scratchy throat and I chugged a can of Coke, that acid would burn off whatever was in my throat and I'd be back as good as new. So anyway, I know, terrible. But if you're a Gen Xer, chances are you didn't have an optimal eating plan or an optimal schedule. We stayed up too late. We got up too early or too late or whatever we did. We were out of the house from sun up till sundown, and it's hard to have a really regular eating schedule. We came through all the fad diets, the high carb, low fat, high this, low that, and diets that we've learned now weren't that good for us. So if you are struggling with a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes, be gentle on yourself. And I'm not saying it's not your fault, because it is our fault, but I'm not going to use the word fault. It is things I did that were not the best that have got me here. But now we know more, we do more. We know better, we do better. So I created this journal. And this journal, sorry, I was just out for a walk and it's a little chilly out, so I'm a little snuffly. In my journal, Reversing Type 2 Diabetes, I have a few different charts that are important if you're trying to reverse your diabetes. The first chart is a weekly diabetes record, because we do want to keep track of our stats. If you're measuring your blood sugar regularly, if you're taking insulin, write that down. If you're measuring your carbs, write that down. If you are staying active, and I really encourage you to write that down. This is just a general record that keeps track of all of those things. Fairly small page, so there's not a lot of room for detail, but at least you can be tracking. The next one is your weekly meal planner. This one's very important because what we eat is 80% of the equation. Our activity is 20%. It's still very, very important, because when you're dealing with insulin resistance or high blood sugar, which is two sides of the same coin, then you need to be active, because activity helps to bring down our blood sugar. It helps our body do that. So the next page is a 30-day challenge. I challenge you to do some activity every day. And the first thing I recommend is walking. Walking helps. Walking is good. You don't have to be, sweating it out at the gym or anything. Walk. Get that heart going. Just walk, and walk at a pace that you can keep walking. It doesn't help if you just blast down the sidewalk and all you've got is 5 minutes of that type of walking in you. Pace yourself, because you want to try to walk for at least 20 minutes. Set your timer. I set my timer and I check it when I'm 10 minutes out. I turn around and come home. That's how I started, because it was hard for me to walk that 20 minutes. So set the timer, 10 minutes out, 10 minutes back. If 20 minutes is still a goal that you're reaching for, set your timer for 10 minutes. Walk 5 out, walk 5 back. That's a stepping stone to build on, but it is a good stepping stone. So whatever your starting place is, start and endeavor to do every day a walk 3 times a week. If every day is too much for you, do it every other day, but do it. Okay, the next page is a mood tracker. Now, this is important because we can get a little squirrely when we're adjusting our eating and adjusting our activity and trying to think of all these things. So with the mood tracker, it has different moods down the side of the page. You choose what color you want those to be, and then using your color scheme here, you fill in the page with how you're feeling that day. And then you can see, when I eat this, I'm a little off. When I eat that, I get a little hangry. When I eat this, I'm a happy person. And it's important to track those, and you'll see what changes actually do for you, what changes in your diet. Now, I've also included just writing pages. Make notes. You know what? When I laid off the pasta, when I had a bit more salad or had more chicken, I felt better. I wasn't hungry in X number of hours. Okay. And then the other one is a body measurement chart. Take your measurements when you're starting, and then take your measurements when you finish this journal. This journal should take you for about 100 days. And I put the body measurements tracking on there instead of the weight tracking, because it's really more about your measurements than about what the scale says, especially your midsection, because your midsection tells the story of how you're doing with your diabetes. If you have a protruding belly, like a lot of us do, that's a warning sign. And I don't take it as a shame. I take it as an alert. That's your body saying, oh, be careful, we're running into danger. So track your measurements. Don't worry about the number on the scale. It'll be what it is. It will go down, but it doesn't always go down like we think it should. But let your body tell the story. And then these weekly diabetes records, I have these spaced every week throughout the journal so that you always have a place to track. Same with the weekly meal planner. And then with the monthly, we don't need them every week, do we? We just need them monthly. So there's lots of room for you to write your own ideas. Maybe you're watching YouTube videos on these doctors who are really big on helping you reverse your diabetes. Maybe there's books you're reading. And I'm going to put links down below in the description. And again, some of them will be Amazon affiliate links. Some of them will be links to other YouTube videos. If you choose to buy the resources from these doctors that are through my Amazon affiliate links, Amazon rewards me for that, because I don't get paid to do these videos, but I want to help you and I want to help me. So let's do this together. And that's basically what this journal is. And I've priced it nice and affordable. It is less than $10, whether you're in the US or Canada. Even in Canada, with our higher prices due to the dollar value, this journal will still come home for under $10. And like I said, it lasts about 100 days. So I really encourage you, get the journal. You don't need the journal in order to reverse your type 2 diabetes, but like this video, subscribe to my channel, come along for the journey, and let's get ourselves healthy together, okay? Let's reverse our type 2 diabetes. Again, this is Linda Todd. This is the channel called Mind Matters, Body Benefits. Let's benefit our bodies and get our minds right, and let's get healthy together. I'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share this with people who might want to come on the journey with us, okay? I'm going to go now, but I'll be back.